And we're done. Okay, now, let's begin. My name is Henry Ryan. My theater ID number, whatever it is not specified as of yet. And my theater project is Rakugo. This is a mock, so we're just gonna like ignore all the semantics. Rakugo, otherwise known as sit-down comedy, was invented in Japan during like the Edo period, so from 1603 to 1868. The earliest known record, like printed record of a Rakugo, was in 1623, so right around in the earlier parts of it. It was based on Buddhist sermons, where like one Buddhist monk would sit and address the others and tell like an anecdote about the things, but eventually they decided like they could be even more entertaining the audience, so they were funnier. The whole point of the Rakugo is that it tells the comedic storyline and then up to like the pun, also known as the ochi, which means the drop. Another, or the fall. See, another way to pronounce ochi is raku, which also means fall, which is where the name Rakugo comes from. So the name Rakugo literally translates to in English fallen words. And the thing is that, Rakugo is kind of unique among Japanese art styles because it's based solely in comedy, and comedy is very rare. Most take like serious, like it's like symbolism or storytelling. This is just to make the audience laugh, which is very odd. It was started off as male dominant and is still very male dominant. There are very few like female Rakugas, because like Rakugokas. Rakugoka is like a professional Rakugo storyteller. Like, it's actually a job. You can be professional telling jokes. And they even take on disciples who go through many years of training to learn how to properly tell a joke. Comedic boot is like punchline boot camp. Pretty interesting. The thing is that over time, the idea of Rakugo is not really changed. Its presentation has not changed much, considering there's really not that much to it, which I will now go into. The basis of Rakugo is that one person, the Rakugoka, sits on a blank stage with nothing but a hand towel and a fan. He has a sitting position, which is one of the formal ways of sitting in Japan. And they almost always wear a kimono, which is like the traditional style of dress. It's very traditional. While there, they tell the joke to the audience, playing the different parts, and these Rakugoka stories can be 30 minutes long, give or take. But Rakugo has to like be ready to anticipate the story to shorten or lengthen it due to like comedic timing. And the basis, the convention I chose for this thing was that was the basis for because there's a lot of physicality in it, because otherwise it's hard to tell the story that way. The Rakugo has to like use their limbs, their voice, their face to act and encompass different characters to tell the story. So like different they play multiple parts all by themselves. I remember one person likened it to Rakugo as a sitcom where one actor plays all the parts. So all different characters. Other characters had different different voices, facial expressions, and mannerisms to differentiate them between other people. Bless you. But the characters are often stereotyped or exaggerated to make them more easily identifiable. Characters are often like green, meaty, mean, greedy, vain. Mean and meaty. Meaty. Okay. Anyway, and the things like other things, and then the whole thing about the whole characters that display through physicality or like the whole like stereotype kind of thing. That made me think of Commedia dell'arte, where the basis is on the characters. They're all basically kind of like stock characters, like a single personality trait. We've meant to define them, and their specific physicality is why it makes them characters easily identifiable. Aside from the mask thing, but there's no mask in Rakugo. Now, as for my piece of theater, I don't know if stand-up comedy counts as theater, but we're doing it anyway. Anyway, my piece of theater is this is this piece from a comedian called a stand-up comedy set from a comedian called Gary Gulman. He's a Jewish guy, not a little lesser known, but he's really funny. You should look him up. So before I finish my performance, I want to recommend a documentary to you all, and then I'm going to go. It's about the men and one woman who abbreviated all 50 states. I mean, for all I can know about this is that that here in the USA, each one of our states, 50 states, is an abbreviation up to 2 capital letters. But it wasn't always like that. See, up until, well, I want to say 1973, and so I will. Up until 1973, all the states had their own unique abbreviation, and it was chaos. Massachusetts was MASS period. Florida was FLA. Utah was UTA. You just cut off the A, it's not much of an abbreviation. And until the Postal Service said no. Every state has to have its own 2 capital letter abbreviation. So to settle this, they brought in a crack team of abbreviators. They assembled a team of rogues, a ragtag group of rogues, misfits, and ne'er-do-wells. What happened do they do well? They ne'er did well. And they were charged with abbreviating all 50 states. The states. So, I read the description. Of the documentary, and just like you, I thought, how could they make a 98-minute documentary on a task that couldn't take them more than 6 minutes to complete? And boy, was I wrong. It was an adventure. There was ups and downs, ins and outs. Friends became enemies, enemies became friends. And they started to that was going to be easy because Alabama allowed them to a false sense of security. They started off and they're like, okay, what's the first one? AL. Alabama, AL. Holy crap, this is easy. So we're gonna finish before they stop serving breakfast in the hotel lobby, whatever. And then he's like, and the boss goes, guys, if we finish before breakfast is over, breakfast is on me, all right? Yeah, right. He goes, and then one of the guys goes, ooh, I hope they have an omelet station. Just for context, the omelet station has just been invented, and it was sweeping the nation. And another guy was like, I don't really like to do the omelet station because I feel like the omelet chef resents you. I mean, no one want to be an omelet chef. No one wants to be an omelet chef. He wanted to be the chef. Well, instead of giving the orders, he's taking the orders from your stupid wife and your ugly kids. And I think one day he's gonna snap. I'm gonna beat her when that happens. And then the guys were like, well, why don't you just get eggs Benedict? And he's like, well, because I don't like holiday sauce. And then people were like, did you just say holiday sauce? And he's like, yeah, why? Because it's hollandaise, you moron. And I was like, guys, I mean, I don't mean to be a nudge, but if we get back to abbreviating, there's really 49 left to go. Okay. Polly's use of made an understanding was reached. And then they got okay, man, so boss, what's next? He's like, okay, next one is Alaska. Everybody cool with AL? But somebody caught it. One guy shoots his hand. He's like, boss, I think we did that one already. He's like, are you sure? I'm pretty sure. Well, let's check the minutes. Dottie, read the minutes back to us, hon. Dottie was the wisecracking secretary. Every office in the 1970s had a wisecracking secretary, and this one's name was Dottie. And she said, Dottie, she was a pistol. She was like, you love her. She's a real hot ticket. Because Dottie, read the minutes back to us. She goes, Dottie's right, and then this is so Dottie. I mean, it's how Dottie. She goes, you mean the minute? Oh, Dottie. Oh, Dottie, what are we gonna do with you? Spank my ass and make me a martini? Dottie, you're incorrigible. Now read the minutes back to us, you Randy Minks. Okay, so, it's hollandaise, you moron. At 2, Dottie. It's like, how do you know Shakespeare not know hollandaise? That's a paradox. So, Alabama AL, Alaska AL, we did do that one, boss. And the boss said, okay, guys, not a big deal. We'll come back to it. So you're not gonna happen again, so you're not gonna happen 27 more times. Foreshadowing. So next one. What's next? Arizona. Okay, AR, there we go. What's next? Arkansas. Shit. Okay, no, guys, we'll skip it. We'll come back to it, eh? Okay, what's next? What's next? California. CA. Okay, there we go. Colorado. CL. Momentum. Connecticut. We are screwed. Somebody needs a direct. Not now, Dottie! Not now, you vulgar lush. So by the time they got to Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, followed by Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, and Missouri, shots were fired. They were at each other's throats. So like any staffing business, they brought in a consultant. They hired a contractor. Not a contractor, a contractor. A man whose job it was, a man who made words smaller by combining them or apostrophizing them. And this guy was a legend in his work. I mean, you wouldn't know his name, but you know his work. He wrote such timeless classics as O'Clock. A long time ago, people used to say, it is 9 of the clock, it's 10 of the clock. This visionary said, we don't need the I can do that with a sky comma. He also wrote should've, could've, Did you guys go to should have, could have, and would have, the holy trinity of regret? You wrote the very innovative we'd have. He looked at we would have and said, I can do that in half the letters. Yep, but he wasn't without controversy. He also wrote the most controversial contraction, won't. He wrote won't. And he wrote won't. Like, people looked at him and said, how are you going to abbreviate will not use a single L? And he said, watch me. People said, wait, I won't be able to do it? I just did. The end. The end. And so, like, that was my conversation in the theater. Embodied all the physicality and stuff. And the thing is that I, as a performer, like, physicality has always been hard for me. I focus more on, like, my words stuff. Like, I'm really good at emulating other characters. So the Rakugo does, because, like, Rakugo does, it gets you to encompass and act, like, it's because, like, it's not just like additional to the story. Being the other characters is part of the story. Because otherwise you can tell the storyline without it. I mean, I've always said that a well-crafted punchline is an art form in and of itself. And Rakugo, if anything, is a perfect example of that. If anything, you'd be professional at it. It's a job. And like Rakugo has recently made its way over to the United States. There have been a rising number of English Rakugokas. And I forgot how I was going to end this, so I'm just going to end it there. Goodbye.